BC government has announced plans to protect Vancouver Island forests from chainsaws. Forest Minister Pat Bell says stands of old-growth trees and large swaths of coastal Douglas fir will now be conserved under a new management plan. A News reporter Brent Shearer has more on the story, and he joins us live from our Mid-Island Bureau. Brent?
Andrew, two announcements today from the Ministry of Forests and Range aimed at setting aside Vancouver Island forests so they will be around for future generations. Throughout the summer months, Cathedral Grove is swamped with tourists. Everyone seems to be fascinated by these giant Douglas firs.
This is my second or third time we've been here, and it's just magnificent.
The growth, they just grow so tall and straight. Unbelievable.
Amazing. We don't have this in the Netherlands, so yeah, it's amazing to see.
A tree is considered old growth if it is 250 years old or more, and there are relatively few places on Vancouver Island where trees that sort of age are still standing. The province says it recognizes that our old-growth forests are known and admired by people around the world, and today the Minister of Forests and Range announced plans to nearly double the old-growth management areas on Vancouver Island.
There are different sorts of recreational activities allowed, similar to what you would expect in a park, but harvesting and industrial activities are not allowed.
The province is also setting aside nearly 1,600 hectares of coastal Douglas fir on Vancouver Island by protecting areas like this stand of forest in Nanaimo's Lindley Valley. The province has tagged the coastal Douglas fir ecosystem as a high priority for preservation, home to 29 endangered plant communities. Most of the coastal Douglas fir in the world is found along the southern Strait of Georgia on private and municipal lands. Even with today's announcement of conserving more areas like this swath of forest in the Neuse Bay, only 6% of BC's coastal Douglas fir is protected.
Things are getting worse, not better, in terms of how long these areas are going to be available to protect.
That's why conservationists are applauding the province's move today, but add more still needs to be done.
We need to get these habitat areas, these key habitat areas that are on Crown land. There's so few of them left. We need to look at what's left and conserve them, and then look at ways of restoring the habitat around these areas.
Now that the province has established these areas for protection, the next phase of the government's conservation strategy for coastal Douglas fir is to inform local governments and landowners on the actions they can take to preserve this valuable ecosystem. Most of the 39,000 hectares of newly protected old-growth forest is on the North Island. There are some areas north of Campbell River and Sayward, as well as large pieces of land west of Port McNeill and Port Hardy. Andrew?
It's a fun area to explore. Thanks, Brent.
Thank you.
Brent Shearer reporting live in Nanaimo tonight.